in one of their respective years. Our last topic that we're going to cover today is arc length, which is essentially taking part of the circumference of a circle. And the last topic that we'll be discussing today is arc length, which is essentially finding the distance around part of the circle. So in order to do that, we figure out what fraction of the circle our arc takes up, and then multiply that by the whole circumference of the circle to figure out kind of what fraction of the circumference that the arc takes up. So if you wanted to find the measure or the arc length of arc AB in this example, you first have to take the measure of arc AB and divide that by 360. Now this tells us what fraction of the circumference that AB takes up. Now this tells us what fraction of the circle that arc AB takes up, but now we have to multiply by the circumference of the entire circle. And that'll look like multiplying by either pi times diameter or multiplying by 2 times pi times the radius. So we're just multiplying the fraction of our circle that the arc takes up by the circumference of the entire circle. All right, so let's apply this idea of finding the length of an arc in a circle. So what is our question here in example 5 is, what is the length of xy, of arc xy? If we take a look, arc xy is formed by a 90-degree angle. So the fraction, what we find, we're going to take 90 divided by 360. Now, are we going to use the diameter or the radius form of circumference? Well, we're given here that the diameter is 16 inches. So we're going to use the diameter form of our circumference equation. So we have 90 over 360 times pi times diameter. Since our diameter is 16 inches, we're going to plug in 16 for d. Times pi times 16. And since 90 over 360 simplifies to 1/4, we're going to do that for our next step. 1/4 times pi times 16. And then we have 1/4 times 16, which just gives us 16 over 4. That simplifies to 4. So we're left with the measure of, or the length of arc xy is 4 pi inches. And that's our exact answer. If we need an approximation, we can multiply the pi out. And I don't know about you, but I think that this circle kind of looks like the Death Star from Star Wars. Maybe I'm just too big of a fan, but I think that kind of looks like the Death Star. Okay, so in our last example for today, we're asked, what is the length of arc XPY? Right? We've got 3 points, so Arc XPY is either a major arc or a semicircle. In this case, it's a major arc. And we're given that the radius of this circle is 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters. Now, and we're also given that the measure of the angle formed by arc X that forms XPY is 240 degrees. So to find the length of XPY, we're going to take 240 divided by our whole circle, 360. And we're given the radius here. So we have to use the radius form of our circumference equation. So we have 240 over 360 times 2 times pi times our radius. And since we know our radius is 15 centimeters, we're just going to plug that in for r. Times 2 times pi times 15. Right. And since 240 divided by 360 simplifies to 2/3, that's our next step right there. 2/3 times 2 pi times 15. Okay, and then when we simplify 2/3 times 2 times 15, we can cancel the 3 and the 5. So then we're left with 2 times 2 times 5 times pi, or 20 pi centimeters. I hope you enjoyed this video discussion of circles and their arcs. And if you're in my geometry class currently, I have one problem that I'd like you to practice before class on Monday. Okay, in the circle here, find the length of arc PCK. And PK is a diameter. So PCK, arc PCK is a semicircle. Okay. And I'd like to bless you guys with a verse from Numbers chapter 6, verses 24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And I pray that during this time that you and your family will feel the blessing of the Lord and will know his presence with you. And I pray that you can have peace in these uncertain times. So God bless you.